What is the difference between Amazon and Peter Jackson? Peter Jackson had respect for the source material, loved the work that he was working with, and only made changes to fit the medium of transporting the story from a written novel to the screen. And even then, those changes weren't that huge. He never rewrote characters, he never changed the timeline. Well, he did compress it slightly, because 17 years, although that's implied. He never rewrote Tolkien's work. He never took out what made Tolkien's work so good. And if you read Tolkien, the poise is beautiful. On the other side of it, Amazon have rewritten it. They've made Galadriel a warrior princess. They've put in completely new original characters that don't match any descriptives within the books. They've also, and the characters they are lifting out of the books don't, again, really match the descriptives that were written. Elves don't have short hair, for example. Female dwarves have beards. Galadriel never led an army. It's those little things. This sort of need for modern media to do this is worrying, and it's a worrying trend. On the other side of it, we all know that Amazon ghosted Peter Jackson. At this point, you know the story. The plot is thickening because somewhere, and if anyone can find it for me, it would be great. But if I do find it, I'm going to put it in the comments, and I'll pin it. They also ghosted Sanderson for the Wheel of Time. Now, you might not think that's important. What does Sanderson have to do with the Wheel of Time? He was friends with Jordan, and after Jordan's death, he continued and finished the work. So he took what was already there and finished it. He has an in-depth understanding of the work of Jordan, probably more so than anyone alive today. I firmly believe Amazon surrounds themselves with yes men. They surround themselves with people who will agree with them, who will tell them how good they are. They also surround themselves with people who do essays like transgenderism in Tolkien's work. Is Gandalf gay? Things that aren't there. Allegories, subtext that isn't there in the text. Because that's all they care about. None of the people involved in this, and most of these people are nobodies. Again, I don't know where this money is going. There's only 2 people I recognise in this entire thing. The marketing has been an absolute shit show. Watching, I'm the first female dwarf in Tolkien's work. No, you are not. You are an idiot. I cannot stand her. Already cannot stand her. I find her unlikable. And I just don't like the false empowerment narrative that they're trying to push into this. And anyone saying that the women of Tolkien's work don't have agency have never read Tolkien. I'm just going to say that. Now, Amazon willingly surround themselves with people who say yes. They fired the Tolkien expert. Again, one of the leading Tolkien experts in the world got fired for apparently talking in an interview. No, he didn't. I firmly believe, and going by other information, that he was fired because he said, no, you can't do this, this isn't working, this isn't how it's meant to be. They fired the people that wouldn't agree with them. They just knew that these people would be a problem. Brandon Sanderson would be a problem in the Wheel of Time production because he knows the characters, the story, and everything. Where Jackson would also be a problem in the Lord of the Rings Rings of Power production because he knows Tolkien. He knows it like the back of his hand. He is a Tolkien nerd. Hi! They've done this, and the problem is, it's like AMC's Interview with a Vampire. Oh, plantation owner is problematic. Let's make Louis a black pimp. I mean, isn't that just kind of stereotypy and uncomfortable? Because I find that uncomfortable. It's this bizarre thing of, we don't care about it, we need a message. We must put this message in. We're seeing it now with the Game of Thrones, this House of Dragons thing. Oh, let's make characters that were chronologically albino and sickly looking black. I find that just strange. Oh, there's too many white people. Oh, we're not going to have as much sex. There's this whole list of things going on. And the problem is, Amazon wanted to replicate Game of Thrones. Say what you want about Game of Thrones, it was a cultural phenomenon. Sorry. It was that. I'm sorry, I can't get over I just said that right. I find it strange that they didn't want this material. They wanted Tolkien's name. They spent millions on the rights to basically names and an appendice. The actual prequel to The Lord of the Rings that would tell the story they're trying to tell is the Silmarillion and a few of the Unfinished Tales and a few other bits. They don't own rights to these. They just wanted the names. They wanted a pre-established IP with a name and a reputation behind it. That's it. There is nothing beyond that in this show. It's kind of sad that they've done this, because I presumed when I first heard about it, and I was reasonably positive about it when it first was announced because of who was involved, and progressively those people have been fired and let go, and it's got worse with everything. They're creating this mess, and I think their unwillingness to actually work with any of the material, their unwillingness to see the material of what it should be, and it's worrying. People like Tolkien for a very specific reason. He is the backbone of modern fantasy. I would be a lot more forgiving with The Rings of Power if it was an original fantasy series. I might actually consider watching it. The thing with this is, if The Rings of Power could be the most amazing thing ever, it could be amazing, and I'm not holding any hope out for this shit. But Tolkien readers, the people that have spent their life studying Tolkien, the real fan base of Tolkien, white, black, Asian, Greek, German, purple with green spots, people, gay, straight, whatever, have completely disconnected and disengaged from this work. Nothing is looking good. There are red flags all over this. I'm still trying to figure out where the hell this budget went, because this is the most expensive show ever made, and Sam Neill's Merlin looks better, and I love that show, by the way. Do check Sam Neill's Merlin. It was a mini-series in the 90s. It was 2 episodes, absolutely stunning. The costumes and production look better in that than this, which I find really strange. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Any updates, I will keep rolling with them, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.